Hello and welcome to what's going to be hopefully the first of a few tech videos for the channel. So today we're going to be going through fitting a white rear light over the number plate. The reason for that is that I took the bike for an MOT today and unfortunately it failed on only that. So there's a bit of a grey area with these bikes. I'm no expert on any of this, but I think if you have some lights, i.e. I've got a rear brake light and a headlight on here, you then have to have the white light over the number plate. If you've got no lights at all, then I think you can get away with what's sort of classed as a sort of daytime MOT. But yeah, I'm no expert. We don't have to have indicators, I know that for a fact, because obviously we just use our arms. But yeah, headlight, horn, brake light and white light over the back number plate. That is the requirements as far as I am aware. I'm happy to be corrected if I'm wrong, and I'll probably find out if I'm wrong tomorrow when I go and take it for an MOT again. So what I'm going to be using is what came with the bike, which is this extra bundle of wires here. I'll go through exactly what the connectors are anyway, but I'm only really going to be utilising this back section of the wiring harness here, which gives me my brake light. The other bits are for the indicators, which, as I say, I'm not going to be putting on. So yeah, let's get on with showing you the bits and pieces we're going to be doing and where we're going to be connecting things up to. And also apologies for the state of the garage because it's pretty messy at the moment. Okay, so I've sort of roughly laid everything out just on the floor here to start with, and yeah, sort of laid it out in the way it would go on the bike. So this is the front of the wiring harness here, obviously front of the bike, you get the rest. So then we're going to use this piece here, which is going to attach to our back mudguard, and that's got our white light on there with our single connector underneath. So on the wiring harness, this bit here will go into the battery. So this plug here will connect to the battery or to give the whole wiring harness power. And then this one here will go onto the rear brake light. Then we have these three at the back. So this one with no markings on will go to our white tail light. And then you have the red and the green ones here for the indicators. So this is, in terms of shipping, this is port and starboard. So this red one is your left-hand indicator and the green one is your right-hand indicator. Moving up to the front of the bike, we've got the exact same red and green there for the indicators. Then we have this one with the sort of small black plug. That will actually connect to the bottom of your indicator, well, light as you call it, which goes on the dashboard. And then these two connect into the harness on the front of the bike. But as I say, I'm not going to be using any of this today, so I'm just going to be tucking that away underneath the bike. So then coming onto the back of the bike, where I say this piece is going to attach to is just onto those two bolts just there. So those are all loosened off already. So I'm going to get that attached on now, and then I'll go through where things are going to be plugged in. Okay, so that was a little bit more of a faff than I thought it would be, but that's probably just because I'm a little bit particular about these things. But I'll show you what I've done anyway. So the exhaust pipe is loosened off just so we can get that out of the way. So I'll just put that down there. This, I've taken all of this off, so there's just a couple of bolts underneath there and then two bolts just in the top of the seat there. And then what I've done, so if I just pull this back off again, I'll show you. Right, so on here, we've got our connectors here. So this is this sort of more rounded wire here. Don't know how you can see it anyway, but there's one wire here which is the rear brake light, and then I've run the new harness. Try and move the camera a bit closer so you can see. So yeah, the new harness is here, which is running up through here, and then the old brake light, is coming in just here. So yeah, I've just run that through that same hole where the rear brake cable goes at the moment, and then connected it into here. Now what I've done on this part here, just to keep things a bit more tidy, I've ran it down the same channel there where the rear brake light goes. I've just snipped the sheathing a little bit on this harness just so that I could fold that back and get that plug out of the way. And what I'll do as well is I'm just going to put a bit of tape over the end of this plug just to keep the water out. So that's the left-hand rear indicator, which we're not going to use. So just going to tuck that away in there like that. Make sure not to bend those wires too much. This one I've worked out, this left-hand indicator can just sit underneath there, and there's enough space for that to move out of the way. Now the only other thing I've done is just under here I've drilled a 8.5mm hole through the original fixing there, just to get this plug out, which is for the rear tail light, or the number plate light should I say. And then our bit here with our number plate light, that is going to connect underneath there like that, and obviously those two are just gonna, well, that bit there and that bit there, those two are going to connect together, and then that's just going to sit all tucked underneath there like that. Obviously once that's connected, this will go flush, and then the whole of that back bit there can then go back underneath there. So I'll get it all connected up now and show you how it fits on. I just wanted to show you how I've done that bit there, really, just making that small hole in there and just tucking these extra bits of wires away. I mean, if I wanted to, I could have cut this sheathing right back and then hidden all of these spare indicator wires inside the airbox there, but I just decided to do it this way. So anyway, let's get that connected up now, and I'll come back in a few minutes. Right, so we're pretty much back together. So quick run through of what we've done to get this all working now. So we've got our new wiring loom on the top here, and then the original rear brake light is there. That's all running tucked underneath behind here. Then we've got this new section on the back here, which has got our white light on there where our number plate will connect onto here. So I just need to do that. And then the original rear brake light is still up on the back underneath the mudguard there. So that's all done. Exhaust pipe's all secured. There's only one way these connectors can go. Oh, sorry, just to say with this, obviously I've just run this on the outside because let's face it, I'm going to be taking it back off quite soon, because I don't really want this hanging around when we're off-road. But what you can do is you can tuck this cable where that original one goes there behind the swing arm if you want to. Not swing arm, sorry, subframe. Tuck that behind there. There's only one way this can connect, so this cable here is our rear brake light, and that plugs into our loom there, and then this other plug on the loom goes into the power socket here, which is what's giving the whole loom power. The rest of it, which is hanging down here, that you'd obviously run up to the front of the bike, connect up your indicators and your light switch and stuff. But all I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to tuck that down in there, and I'll just coil all of this up, and then that can go all down inside the airbox there as well. Just on the front of the bike, just to help you if you are going to be doing the full thing, hopefully I can show you. It's a bit hard to see, but just down here underneath the front brake line is a little blanking plug, and this is where you would come up with your indicator button, which would show you when your indicators are on and off. And then on the bottom of your start, stop and horn switch here, you can undo the bottom section, and the indicator controls just connect onto the bottom here. But that's pretty much it from this tutorial. I hope you found it useful. As I say, all I really need to get this bike through the MOT, which I've now found out, is front light, back light, number plate light and horn. And then they'll check obviously normal things like tyres, and make sure you've got road legal Enduro tyres, so make sure they're stamped correctly, and then obviously brake, suspension and the normal sort of MOT bits and pieces. But anyway, I hope you found it useful. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, all of that stuff, and hopefully there'll be some more videos about this bike soon. This is a 2019 TPI, which is bog standard at the moment, so we're going to be doing some upgrades and stuff on various bits and pieces in terms of the suspension, the controls, the engine, all sorts of bits and bobs. So yeah, stay tuned and we will be back soon.